You see, the Bible is just kind of narrow-minded, and it's old-fashioned. You don't really need what the Bible says, and so why not be untethered? And they call freedom being whatever you think is true to you. Whatever you want is freedom. And I want to tell you, that's the opposite of freedom. The reason why the Bible talks about freedom being in tandem with the truth is when you're tethered to the truth, there's true freedom. In fact, if I took you out in the ocean, about 100 miles from here, and I took you on a boat, on this tube, and you got out in the middle of the ocean, and then finally you said, well, I don't want to be tethered to this, and you cut the rope, and I drove back to shore. How many of you know, yeah, you're free, but you're also surrounded by sharks? You know, I'll tell you, being tethered to something isn't a bad thing. Sometimes we untether ourselves from the very things that are freeing us from the desires, the impulses, from the habits, from the addictions that hold us captive. And so the Bible says that the truth gives us the parameters, it gives us the instruction, it gives us the freedom to live the life that God called us to. And so it might be difficult to live according to the truth, but my friend, it's far better than living according to your own desires, because now you're in bondage to them. And so just like being in the middle of an ocean or the middle of a lake on a tube without any rope attached to it, you might have freedom, but it's going to be a long road back to shore. There is a life that God has for you, and it's a life of freedom if you will follow His truth, if you will follow His plan for your life. And so God has given us truth. The word truth in this passage is aletheia. It's talking about reality, a fact that is observable, that is real, that is testable. It is something that you can look to, you can push on. And so 2 Timothy 3 in verse number 9, it talks about the people who aren't living according to the truth. They can proceed no further. I love this. This is one Greek word. It means that they have no pathway forward. There's no advantage. It's impossible to make progress because there's nothing guiding you. You're untethered from reality. This is what's happening in our society. When we decide to untether our society from reality, from truth, we are a cork in the surf. And now anything goes. And so he says they can proceed no further. Their folly shall be made manifest to all men. Verse 10 says, but thou hast known my doctrine, the manner of life, my purpose, my faith. And so he says, listen, doctrine is the glue that holds everything together. He said, listen, when you have the truth, it guides you, it directs you, it holds you together. It gives you something to have conviction to build your life on. So Jesus said there were two men. One built his life in a fast, fun way on the beach. And he built his house, and he had it up way before the man who built his house on the rock. And you know the end of the story. The rains came, and how many of you know the rains came? And when the rain comes in the Antelope Valley, the floods come. And when the floods come, it tests your foundation. What are you building on?